So, of course, that's where we are. Look at this. Some of you come here and look at this. What the heck, Oregon? Man, y'all need some water. You need some milk. Good morning, Oregon. I have a cup of coffee from this here free breakfast at the hotel, relaxing in. The hotel room is pretty dirty, not gonna lie, but they got a good breakfast. I've got some pastries and I've got a cup of coffee. They do have this lovely patio inside a chain link blue fence with some barbecues and stuff.
What am I getting?
Yeah.
What am I getting?
From Braylon, from Scout.
Oh, from Scout. I am getting a plethora of trail gifts from Scout because he's getting off the trail. I'm getting some trekking poles, which are amazing. And I'm also getting some fuel and a couple of packs of top ramen.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, sir. My king. Yeah, these are gonna work great, man. Thank you so much.
These,
Tips on these bad boys.
look at his other trekking poles. These were Roadrunner's old trekking poles that he scored out of a hiking box.
I've been doing hand-me-downs.
Look at that.
I got 2 jam hand-me-downs.
Would you like to throw them in the dumpster?
Dude, I don't know. Are they better than yours?
Bird call be having trouble just throwing those away. It's okay, baby.
Go ahead and give them the overview.
All right, we are walking to breakfast. We went to Starbucks, but that turned out to be an Albertsons grocery store, and there was not a place to sit. So we'll have to come back this way. But thankfully, there's another cafe about, it's at a 4-minute walk. So I think up just the street, be able to get some breakfast, some coffee. I'll try to just like. No, I just supposed to go there. I think just want to. Maybe he doesn't know what I'm doing. Okay, they're leaving us. Final video. No, you're good. We love you guys. That was a badass time. So great.
It was the 20th, 7:20.
Yeah. It's 11:43. Bird Call and I are officially headed back out on trail. We just resupplied at Albertsons. There we go. There's the sign. Got a road soda, and May and Scout have left us. It already kind of feels weird going off alone, but I mean, we started this alone, so, and we always have each other.
Back to
Here we
painting
go.
and writing all day, all night.
Yep, and hiking our little butts off.
And hiking our butts off.
We were talking about getting rid of some gear at our next stop. So we're gonna kind of talk about that a little bit more. See if we want to ditch some warm gear, some more stuff.
This Red Bull is delicious.
I know, isn't the Red Bull so good? Yeah. Park.
California's huge.
It's so huge. We were so excited to make it to Oregon because we were like, finally, we're out of California.
New map unlocked. We have literally 2 more maps left, and that's it.
Wow. Well, we are officially hiking. We are back on the PCT, and we are feeling the crushing vibe. I think mostly because we want to go home. But I'm excited to be in Oregon. And also, everybody talks about how Oregon is, quote unquote, the flatter of the 2 states, and that you can get a lot of miles done in Oregon. And we've been talking about this for a while, about, you know, how fast we could get through Oregon. And now we're kind of feeling that because we're here. We're in Oregon. We made it. There's also we were hearing that this is kind of just a bad year for fires in Oregon. So that's another plus. We can just leave this stay behind. We can make it into Washington. I guess that cool thing we're seeing in the distance is Pilot Rock. Yeah. Definitely seeing a change of scenery here. Look at this. Look at this moss growing on these trees right here. That is a new sight. I have not seen that yet. I feel like we in Oregon, people. It does. This is beginning to look like how I imagined Oregon to look. This is so cool. Oh, that's a rattlesnake wandering away. Didn't even rattle. Bird call just set his pack down right there. There was a snake right there. All right, it's almost 4 o'clock, and I think we've gone 9 miles, I think, actually. Kind of crushed it. Getting some ice cold water. Just hanging out in the shade with the rattlesnake, who went away, and hopefully just stays away because we didn't want to move. I don't know if it's because the wind has shifted or what, but it is a lot more smoky now. I don't know if it's still the what fire? Shelley fire, or if it's the new fire out at Crater Lake. I'm not sure, but it is thick today. We have decided to stop in 2 miles. Whoa. We were both very tired, feeling a little run down. And so it's almost 5 o'clock. Got 9 miles, so that means we'll have done 11 miles. So we basically did a Nero into Ashland.
Nero out of Ashland.
Nero out of Ashland.
Yeah, because we walked 28 miles getting into Ashland.
Yeah. So I'm having some 5 o'clock feels, and it's just kind of bittersweet with the family leaving. I think I've mentioned several times, but Summer and Roadrunner are a couple days ahead of us, and we are coming off of a big just family extravaganza. It was just a bunch of love and support from a whole bunch of family. And so, feeling, as Bird Call and I set out alone today, that it was feeling like an entirely new trail, like a new episode. So that's kind of an interesting feeling. I'm excited to see what this holds, but it's also different than how it has been. So like I said, a little bittersweet. And then the last thing is, as I was opening up our new map for Indian California, and so opening up the Oregon map, I did notice, of course, how could I not, the miles that we had to bypass on the PCT. And I felt a little sad by that. I felt like, even though I hadn't really cared about, overly cared, I should say, about the Marble Mountains or Mount Ashland, it was still part of the PCT, and I'm sad to have missed it. And I think that also sad at the realization that this is now the PCT. Like, there is always going to be something. Like, every year there's some reroutes because of forest fires. So maintaining our continuous footpath and finding a way around the Etna fire and the other Doma's something. I keep forgetting the name of that other fire. But rerouting around those two was necessary. And I think keeping that continuous footpath was just a way of being flexible with our possibilities and a way of coping with the disappointment of having to make a decision to leave trail for a bit. So it's never an easy decision to reroute, to get off trail. I mean, we came here to hike the PCT, you know, so it's hard when you have to make that decision, you're forced to make that decision. And I think that's where the continuous footpath came from, was being like, okay, well, at least we can hold on to this. Like I said, as a means of dealing with the disappointment of not being able to fully complete the through hike on the PCT now, just with all the various obstacles. I mean, literally, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I mean, I have to look at myself and I say, come on, Suze, it's 2,600 miles. Like, it's just going to be amazing, like, to complete it, to walk from Mexico to Canada, regardless of what path we take. And anyway, so these are all my feels for today as we hike out in this quite stunningly dry but beautiful landscape of Oregon and hike towards northern Oregon and the border. It's 5:41 and we have decided to stop for multiple reasons, some of which we talked about. Also, that there is a 9.5 mile water carry. We didn't feel like going that far tonight, so we're deciding to stop at the water. And I'm going to show you Watch Duty, which is our fire app that we've been using to show you what we're dealing with. It's hot. On that note, we have decided to try something tonight. So some of you might know, or have seen this in the films, in the episodes. But before we headed into the Sierra, we got Thermarest, super cheap, off of Amazon.
Just blow up air mattress, not a Thermarest.
And not a Thermarest, not even that fancy.
Yeah, like
just a blow-up mattress.
Blow-up ones, which ended up being freaking great.
They ended up being so great.
Yeah.
We love them, and we have kept them this whole time.
And they
snap together.
And they never deflated on us.
They've never, they're just so nice. But because they're just cheap Amazon ones, they are kind of heavy, so they're a pound. And anyways, we've been hauling them around. And then this stint, we were like, okay, what more gear can we ditch to make our packs even lighter? And it's starting to get hot. And we have sleeping bags, we have puffies still, and then we have these air mattresses. And we were like, well, we got the air mattresses for this long, so why not just get rid of them now and save ourselves some weight? So tonight we are practicing with our just accordion pads, and we are also going to practice just having one sleeping bag, because we both have long sleeping clothes, and it's always nice to still have something that covers you. But our sleeping bags have been so hot, we haven't really been using them. We've just kind of been sleeping on top of them. So this is a lot of information, but this is what's going on in Bird Calls and I's life right now.
Also, we're experimenting with not cooking any food either.
Yes, so we're talking about sending back our jet boil, sending back our, not having to carry around fuel. So we're experimenting with that too. And like I mentioned, we see our sister in like 2 days. So if this experiment goes well, we might be able to ditch quite a few pounds.
Our air mattresses, both of them, our camp stove, that's our jet boil with the stove. So it's a pot and a stove, plus our camp fuel.
Yeah.
So 2 air mattresses, camp fuel, pot, and stove might
And
all be
potentially a sleeping bag if
And a
sharing
sleeping
one
bag.
sleeping bag actually
Yeah.
works well. Because the other thought was to send home our puffies, but I think that's kind of a bad idea. Also, I like to snuggle my puffy at night. But you know,
snuggle
it
the puppy.
can be occasionally cold, so it's still nice to have a puffy coat. But we also have raincoats. We haven't really used
Gotta
those.
snug the puff.
So
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, so even though our sleeping bags are kind of on the lighter side, we still could get rid of potentially one of them. It could be a whole new set of gear.
I might get rid of my camp chair too.
We could be, no, you're not getting rid of your camp chair. You use that thing every day. Anywho,
For extra padding.
yeah. Welcome to our life.
Okay.
We need some milk.